Hi there, and welcome to my Wednesday wanderings, coming to you from in my home office on a Thursday. But I want to tell you why, and that's exactly what today's session is all about. I want to talk to you today about really the power of using the energies that are around in the moment. And I'm going to tell you why this is in my home office on a Thursday, because it's exactly case in point about why working with the current energies rather than trying to fight against them and push through is actually really powerful and can really enhance the way that you grow and expand yourself and your business. That's what this is about. It's all about how you can use these effectively to help you rather than blocking you and fighting you. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Sonia Davis, and these Wednesday wanderings, as they usually are on a Wednesday, and it's usually me wandering around the park or by the river or somewhere around my local area. I give you some insights based on things that people have asked me over the week, whether that's clients, whether that's friends, whether that's just in conversation. Things have come up and they're themes that seem to be appearing at the moment, and they're very relevant to what's going on right now in the world, in the universe as a whole. So I wanted to jump on today and talk about what's happening right now so that you can make use of it. You see, the universe gives you a huge number of ways to help you. Part of the problem is, as human beings, we are conditioned to ignore them. We've been through societal conditioning for millennia. We have been conditioned to separate from listening to those universal nudges. Now, more and more people are tuning back in, are learning to listen to those and understand them. But there's a whole education piece to be done there. And believe me, on this journey myself, it's a lot, okay? There is a lot of information out there. And how do you know what's relevant and how do you not? And that's really where I come in. And that's what I want to try and help you with today. The universe tries to give you signposts. It tries to support you in the way that you live your life and therefore run your business. And I'm passionate about the fact that as human beings, we have separated our mind, our psychological self, from our body, our physical self, and our spirit, our spiritual, universal, connected self. And for me, I really fundamentally believe that they are one homogeneous whole. They're meant to work together in harmony. So, for example, and I'm not going to dive into the detail of this, but just to give you a flavor, if you're new to me here, the your physical body, if you're tired, your body is giving you a sign and it's saying rest. And it's speaking to you in a language that as humans we've forgotten. And when we learn to listen to those aches and pains and that tiredness and those headaches and those things that we've taught ourselves to just ignore and push through, and then wait until it's really bad and then go and ask someone else about it, a medical professional or whoever it is that you go to. That's, I believe, fundamentally wrong. As humans, I don't believe we're actually designed to work like that. I believe that we are designed to listen to those initial nudges, the language our body is speaking to us in. Pay attention. It's a signpost, it's a communication form. And when we listen to that, and the body goes, oh, I'm really tired and I'm weary and I've had enough, rest. Because then you bounce back the next day and it's like, oh, wow, look, amazing. Oh, great. Right. I can do 3 days worth of work in one day now because I took the time and I rested. And it's the same with the spiritual stuff. And we have, again, as human beings, we are a soul in a human body. We have chosen to incarnate in this time, in this place, in this body, in this family of origin, in this group of places, of friends, of connections. We made the choice as a soul to be here. And there's something about reconnecting with that so many people are doing it. Awakening is a buzzword in the spiritual community. I'm going to be honest, I'm not into the buzzwords in the spiritual community. It's not really my vibe. But anyway, I'm far more about keeping it real. That's where I sit with that. But some of this language is relevant. So it's that connecting back with your spiritual self. And that means learning to listen to the energies around us. It was Albert Einstein who said everything is energy and that's all there is to it. And that's such a fundamental belief. That's physics, that's science, okay? And I think it's a real shame that, again, societal conditioning over millennia has driven us to a place where we separate our spirituality from ourselves. Spirituality is not about a belief system. Just to be really clear, it doesn't overwrite religion. If you're into religion, brilliant. I celebrate that. I love that you have that belief system. Your spiritual self is learning to trust your inner self, learning to love yourself, learning to connect with your soul self, your higher self, your whatever language you want to put on it. And again, over millennia, for the purposes of power and control, and I'm not diving into that conversation right now, but we have been conditioned to separate our spiritual self from our logical thinking self. And I believe it needs to come back in because that's how we find joy. That's where we become whole and complete and we go, this is what life is really about. It's not about how hard can I work? How much money can I make? It's not about how many, I don't know, how many awards can I get? How many things can I achieve on my list to do? It's not about to-do lists. It's about living in joy and love. And the universe gives us energies to help us get there. Because the awakening process, if you like, that reconnection process with your spiritual self comes from working with the energies that are available. So come back to my story of why this is coming to you from my home office on a Thursday instead of in the park on a Wednesday. I did go to the park yesterday. I was there and I had my phone ready and I was about to start recording. And it was like the universe just stepped in and went, no, this is not the right time for this. And I was stood under my favorite tree and the wind started whipping up. And if I'd recorded on my phone at that point, you wouldn't have been able to hear me over the wind. It wouldn't have recorded well. You know what windy recordings are like. That's never a good thing, is it? And then when the wind died down, there were groups of people walking past, chatting loudly on the path nearby. And anytime I started recording, something would happen. And it was like the universe was saying, no, not today. Not for now. There was another reason I needed to be in the park yesterday. And so I sat with it and I went, okay, third attempt didn't work. And I just went, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening to those signs. I could have tried to record something anyway, but frankly, it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have worked. You wouldn't have heard it properly, given all the noise going on around me. And it just felt wrong. And the universe gives you those signs. It gives you those energies. And then I came home and I spent some time just sitting in the park. I hugged my favorite tree. I hugged several actually, but I sat with my favorite tree for a while. There's a bench underneath my favorite tree as well. And I just sat there probably for about half an hour and I just sat and I watched the clouds and I listened to the wind rustling in the leaves. And it was just a beautiful moment. And I realized when I tuned into what the energies were yesterday, we had Chiron go retrograde yesterday. And that was on top of all the other planets that are already retrograde. Now, Saturn went retrograde right at the start of July. And I'm going to be honest with you, that one kicked me very hard. It's kicked a lot of people hard. And that also combines with Neptune retrograde and Pluto retrograde. And those three are big, big, big planets. And we've also got Mercury retrograde, which is the fun one of technology and communication and travel. And I just thought, the universe doesn't want me recording this today. And the universe wanted me. Retrograde is all about going inwards. It's not about looking out there. It's about going inside. And I took that time and I sat on the bench and I sat with myself. And I sat in honoring me and what I needed to do. And what I needed to do in that moment was integrate. I've been through, July has been the hugest month. Astrologically, cosmically, the energies have been beyond anything we've ever seen. And we will be seeing the repercussions of that for quite some time. Even things like the earthquakes and volcanoes that are going on around the world, that's all part of this. That's all part of this recalibration process that's going on right now as the earth upgrades and expands and is ready for her next phase. And she's shedding out layers. And we're all doing the same. And learning to listen to what those energies are telling you rather than pushing through is how we navigate things. It's how we work in flow and balance and harmony with things. So yesterday, I sat on the bench and I just spent some time thinking about all the things that had happened to me and for me and with me during July, during the last month or so, really since the summer solstice. I mean, it goes back beyond that, but for now, talk about since the summer solstice at the end of June. And I really thought, I am not even slightly the same person I was then. I even had a moment just last week when we had the new moon in Leo on Thursday last week. That was the 24th of July. And I read some intentions that I'd written 2 weeks earlier at the last full moon in Capricorn on the 10th of July. I'm just checking my calendar for the date there, 10th of July. And I couldn't, even just last week, I couldn't recognize the version of me that had written the intentions 2 weeks before because my rate of growth is so rapid. And everyone I've spoken to is going through the same. All of my clients are experiencing the same. All the people I chat with and friends and my business mentors and everyone I speak to is going through the same process. And actually, the more we work with these energies and we go, actually, that was a day to sit and reflect and be proud of what I've done, what I've achieved, acknowledge and recognize what I've done and what I've achieved, and not try and keep going and pushing through. And yes, I'm running a business. And yes, consistency is important. And yes, there may be some people that are upset because this wasn't on a Wednesday on my YouTube channel like they were expecting. But that's the point. Is about being in flow with what's right for you. And when you learn to do that, you come through that so much more quickly. There is a process of growth that also requires integration. And that's what yesterday was for me. It was a day of integration, a day of reflection. It wasn't a day of nothing. I was absolutely still working. I had calls, I did some stuff. I'm creating a new thing, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I, did some work on my website and things going on. But it was about being quiet and inward and integrating all the lessons that I've learned over the last month or so. And that time for integration is so critical, because when you push through and keep going, because you've got the long to-do list and you're like, oh my God, I've got all these things to do, and people, everyone's expecting this video on a Wednesday, but if I don't do it now, I'm going to have to do it. And it's like, no, stop. Listen to what the universe is telling you. Listen to it. And actually, here I am now on a Thursday, in my home office because frankly it's chucking it down with rain out there right now, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. The garden appreciates it, certainly. I'm coming to you with a deeper quality of message than I would have given you if I tried to do this yesterday. I've got more insights to give you. I've got more reality to share with you than if I'd talked about this yesterday. And it's the same topic, but I've got more depth to it and more richness to it. And it will land more profoundly for you because of that. And I know that, and I trust that because my guides are absolutely with me. And I just know that that is true. So the message I was intending to record yesterday is the same principle, the same topic that I'm talking about now, but it's going to be landing differently today because I took that time to integrate, which means my energy is more grounded, more solid, more centered because I took that time to integrate. Because I listened to what my guides were telling me. I listened to the energies of the universe. And yesterday, with Chiron going retrograde, it was a real, let's really go inside and look. What do we need to see? What do we need to feel? And that's what that was about. And that's what I'm here to help you with. So I know, again, from conversations I've had over the last week with some amazing people, you're listening to this and going, great, but how do I even know what the energies are and what to do? Because when I look out there, there's far too much information and it's really confusing. And I'm totally agree with you. There is so much information out there. A bit like information on how to run your business. I mean, my goodness, if you go on social media, any social media, pick your social media channel of choice, you will be bombarded by 75 people in one quick scroll telling you this is how you should do it. And they all contradict each other. And it's, how do you deal with that bombardment of information about what's going on in the universe? So one of the things that I've never enjoyed is the way that a lot of people talk about these energies, but they don't talk about how you can use them. And that's not to disrespect those people because they're doing it their way, and that's perfect. And I love that. And it's right for them. And I'm absolutely not criticizing them. But for you watching this, it's like, yeah, but how do I use it? I haven't got time to go and watch 7 different people giving me energy updates so that I can then look at how I pull it all together and work out what's relevant for me. I'm trying to run a business. I'm too busy for that. That's where I come in because that's what I do. I follow all sorts of people, and I lap this stuff up, and it comes in and it processes in my brain, and I go, that's what it means for you. And that's where I come in. That's my zone of genius, is explaining these things in a way that you can use. That's why I do my weekly guidance here on this YouTube channel, is to try and help you a little bit with, these are the energies of the week, and here are some cards that can help you with how to use them. And that's exactly what I'm about. I want to help you grow and expand in yourself, because that's when your business expands, because you are the foundation for your business. So I'm going to go a step further because I mentioned earlier I've been working on something on my website and creating something new. So let me tell you what that is. I am starting, it's completely free, by the way, next month on the 20th of August. I am going to be starting doing regular, once every 4 weeks. I was going to say month, but it's not. I'm going to be doing new moon expansion sessions. And these are where I'm going to talk you through, live on Zoom with me. You get into a room. I'm going to talk you through what the energies are of that particular new moon and how you can use them to grow, to expand you and therefore your business. And this is about how can you work with the energies rather than fighting against them. So for example, the next new moon, when I'm recording this, and if you're watching this in the now, brilliant. If you're watching this sometime in the future, because this is going to sit on YouTube and I don't know when you're watching it, the specifics of the next new moon will be different. But right now, The first one of these sessions, the new moon expansion sessions, is going to be on the 20th of August 2025, about 3 days before the next new moon in Virgo, which is actually on the Saturday. So I'm doing the session on the Wednesday, and I'm doing the session a few days before because we get the energy of that new moon starting 2 to 3 days before it actually becomes the new moon. For me, there's something really powerful about working with the new moon. I work with the full moon as well. I work with other energies, but there's something special for me about the new moon. For me, it has more impact. For me, it's that new beginning. It's that fresh start. And I personally believe that that is the power move, is to work with the new moon. And when you know the new moon and the energies of what's coming in, you can use those energies in a practical way to harness them, to work with them, to grow, to expand both yourself and your business. So that's what these are about. I'm going to drop the link to that in the text with this video. So go and check that out. It's totally free. It's an hour. It's 12 till 1 p.m. That's UK time. On the 20th of August, that's Wednesday, the 20th of August, I'm doing it. The actual new moon is on the 23rd, which is the Saturday, and it's a new moon in Virgo. And it's the other side of the Lionsgate portal. I'm going to talk a lot more about Lionsgate next week. But it's the other side of the Lionsgate portal, and it will be a whole new energy. And I want to help you understand, and you can ask questions and it will be interactive. I want to help you understand how you can work with that. It's a really powerful time, the new moon. So that's what I'm launching, brand new. Come to my first one. I'd love you to join me on the very first one. That would be amazing. I will drop the link below. Like I say, it's totally free. You can just come along. I just want to help, and I want to make it real for you. And that's why it's live on Zoom rather than just here on my YouTube channel where I tell you things, because I want it to be real for you. And I want you to be able to ask questions that are specific to you that I can then answer in real time in terms of how those energies are going to work for you. So I would love you to be there for that. So please do come along. It is recorded. The replay is actually only going to be available for a couple of days after the session, but I'm going to be doing one of these sessions for every new moon. My plan is to continue these for quite a long time to come. So please do sign up. Come along, experience it, see what you think. It's free. It's 1 hour. I would love you to be there. But in the meantime, I want to invite you to think about how you can just listen to the nudges of what the universe is showing you, and listen to those things that your body's telling you, that the energies are telling you, that say, not today. This isn't right to do. This doesn't feel right to do today. So don't do it. That's what it's about, is understanding those and going with them, and just try it. Try it once, see what happens. And I bet you nothing falls over just because you haven't gone through your full to-do list that day. When you listen to those energies, it's really powerful. When you give yourself that time and space to integrate all of the things that you've been doing, honestly, you come out the other side going, right, here I am, I'm ready, I'm grounded, I'm powerful, I can move forward. That's what I'm here to help you with. So I would love to know how this resonates with you. Please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. It really makes a difference to this channel and me spreading this message out to more people, because I want to help. I want to help you understand how you can work with this stuff. Mind, body, spirit, working in harmony with practical strategy. That's a really key part of this, so that you can actually grow and expand and live in joy, because when you do that, your business does as well. That's what it's all about for me. And the more people get this message, the more impact we can all have, because the more impact I have on you, the more impact you have on your people, and so on. And it's the ripple, and that's what it's all about. I have loved talking with you today, and thank you so much for bearing with me as I listened to the nudges from the universe yesterday and didn't send this out yesterday. And I'll be back next week. And oh wow, what a week we've got next week with the Lionsgate portal. That's on the 8th of the 8th. And wow, it's a big one. It really is huge. Take care. I'm sending you loads of love, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.